TBN fans, thank you for showing up. It's a 7 o'clock show this Wednesday. I'm here with Miss Leigh. Miss Leigh, how are you doing?
Good, Jimmy. At least the weather's getting a little nicer. It's not scorching hot outside. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. Yeah, just did some errands and things like that and things, but everything's going good. We want to, welcome everybody in. Everybody hit that like button, subscribe. We're trying to we're up to like, about 3,200 subscribers right now. We're trying to get that build up. So everybody tell everybody you can just, try to get the subscriptions up. We're going to try to get like to 4,000 by the end of the year. So, everything helps. But yeah, we're going to start to show off with a little bit of recruiting and stuff. Otis this past Monday had a question for Mike, and Mike didn't know anything about it, but he was wanting to know about Cameron Mercer, which is a 2028 recruit. It's far out. We usually do not talk too much about anything like that, but we do know that he's Ron Mercer's son, and he's 6'5", 195 pounds. He's got a 6'10" wingspan. He doesn't have any visits with us set up or anything. Doesn't even have us on the list right now. But we can't even talk to him until he's like a sophomore, and it has to be, I think, at least like June the 15th. So there's nothing going to be corresponding with Pope or any of the coaching staff with him all the way up until then.
As of right now, he does not even have us on his list
Yeah.
of prospective schools. Um, and like you said, we can't even talk to him until he graduates from being a sophomore and is a junior.
Yeah.
So right now he's just doing his thing, and we can't even talk to him. I'm hoping that maybe once we can, that Pope might go talk to him, and then maybe he'll add us to his list.
Yeah, he's actually from Huntington Prep in West Virginia. He's actually playing for Overtime Elite, and with the ties that we have with Huntington, Prep, Braden Hawthorne's from there. Patrick Patterson was there. I think Trey Mitchell that played with us, he was from there. So we've got ties with him, and we've got ties with Overtime Elite also. So when the time comes, maybe we'll get involved with him. We'll just see about that one. But
Right. It's just we can.
okay,
Okay.
but I
Um,
mean, go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, we really can't even project anything or predict anything with him because, as of right now, it's just up in the air.
Yeah,
Maybe that'll change once we do get a chance to talk to him. Maybe, Pope will get his foot in the door, like you said, with Overtime Elite or Huntington or something like that.
yeah. But yeah, there was we're going to talk a little bit about a couple three. We got three players, but the only reason we're talking about them is because they do have scheduled visits. Maximo Adams, he'll be here September the 5th through the 6th. He's actually the first one for this month. And then he's a silky smooth, swing forward, 6'7", 205 pounds from California. Uh, other than that, he's ranked number 40th on 24/7 and number 17th at his position. So, he's a recruit that is climbing up. I'm sure that he'll move up in the rankings, but right now that's a kind of one of the lower level type of recruits that Pope's looking at right now.
Right. And it's pretty open with him too, because like there's no crystal ball projections. There's no,
Hmm.
well, he's leaning towards this because it's so early. There's not anybody edging anybody out. So we're not going to hear anything about that either.
Yeah, and then Caleb Holt, he's going to be here on the 12th through the 14th. He's a shooting guard, 6'5", 200 pounds. Uh, I believe he resides in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, but I believe he's from prolific California, I believe. And
That's where
then
he attends.
that's where
That's
he
where he attends
attends.
school. Mhm.
Okay. And then he's, I think, the number six player coming out according to 24/7. He's the number one shooting guard. So that I saw that it was like Kentucky, Alabama, Auburn, Arkansas, and Ole Miss with some schools that he I don't know if that's his top schools, but that's just the schools that he's been, affiliated with them 24/7.
He was Alabama Mr. Basketball in 2024. So, that's something to really take into consideration when we're looking at him. Hey, Tyrone.
Hey,
Hey,
yeah,
everybody that came in. We just want to say hey real quick to everybody. Really glad to see y'all in here tonight.
yeah. Otis was the first commenter, so Otis gets the number one spot for tonight. There's one more player, Cole Kohler. He's going to be here on the 17th through the 18th. Now, me and Miss Leigh was talking before the show. That was on a list, and now it's showing that maybe he's not on the list. So that could change. He might not even come for a visit. I saw, Kentucky, Alabama, North Carolina, Arkansas, UConn. He's a swing forward, 6'7", 190 pounds he's out of Florida and attends IMG Academy. He's number 25th player, number 10 at his position. So, he could not even come to visit. I had him on the list of what they had given out about, 3 or 4 or 5 weeks ago. So that could be changing.
What's up, Gus? How you doing, man? I did. I interviewed Gus met me Saturday.
That's good. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
What's up, Carl?
Hey, Carl.
Hey,
how
how
you
y'all
doing?
doing?
Man,
Recovering.
I did. I interviewed Gus met me Saturday.
That's good. Yeah.
I'm just recovering. That's all. Sitting around the
Okay.
house.
Glad you're doing good, though.
Yeah,
We're glad
great.
that you're recovering well.
Hey, Carl.
Hey, how y'all doing? Recovering.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just recovering. That's
Yeah,
all.
you might have to turn your volume down, Carl.
Yeah.
It's a little behind.
Yeah.
There you go. I turned it down.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about these recruits, Carl?
I'm seeing national championship this year.
Well, this year, yeah, we're looking for the number 9. We're looking for 10. We're looking for 11. So, with all the recruiting that's going on with Pope and the coaching staff, it looks like he's going to have us in contention for, a long time to come.
Yep. I don't think we'll lose more than 4 games all year.
Well, I'll take 4 games all year long if that's all we lose going into the SEC tournament, going into the NCAA tournament. I will be ecstatic.
Right.
I think St. John's will be the hardest game we play.
Yeah, Miss Leigh and we was talking. I think the last show we was talking about. We was thinking that St. John's and Michigan State might be the 2 toughest games we have in the non-conference schedule.
I'm going to the Arkansas game in Arkansas.
Well,
Nice.
that's the 1st of February beginning or first game in February.
January ain't it the 31st of January?
Oh, okay,
It
might
is.
be. Okay, yeah, January 31st. I knew it was right
Yeah.
there at the 1st of February, January, end of
Yeah.
January.
Yeah, my dad said, "How you gonna go when you about crippled?" I said, "Buddy, I'll hobble there."
Yeah. Well, go ahead, Miss Leigh.
Oh, I was gonna say it's funny you say hobble. My friend that went to the football game with me Saturday had a boot on his left foot and he hobbled.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you get a little bit better
Yeah.
condition and everything before then.
Yeah, I'm going through therapy twice a week. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's a shame. I've done this on vacation.
Yeah, that's a bad thing. You get hurt on vacation.
Yeah, I was on a cruise ship when it happened.
Oh my gosh. Not good.
Yeah, so
Not good at all.
you imagine being on a cruise ship and have to work with their doctors on the cruise ship.
How is that with you going to they're like little medical, area for, a cruise ship?
It wasn't too bad. They had it right on the ship, though. They took care of me right on the ship. So
That's good to know.
and then when I got off, then when we come back, then that's when I went to was in Louisiana. When I got back to Louisiana, then I went to the hospital there, and then I left until I got back to Kentucky. And then I had the surgery here in Lexington.
Okay.
So
Yeah, we wish you well with that. And I know what do you got what you got us picked for this Saturday against Ole Miss?
I think it's going to be. I'd say it's going to be. It's going to be a close game because they always play a close game. I think Kentucky 21, Ole Miss 17.
Sounds
That's
good to
doable.
me.
I
Yeah.
I think that the quarterback for Kentucky just had the jitters the first game. I think he'll play better this week. If they don't, they need to bring that up. They need to bring the other boy in.
Yeah.
Cutter, what's his name? Cutter or something like
Bowley, Cutter
Cutter
Bowley.
Bowling.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
And
don't do. I just don't want Mark Stoops to do like he done last year with the quarterback that he had. Keep playing him and had the other one on the bench over.
Hmm.
well, we know he's done that a lot in the past. I'm hoping that kind of changes.
Well, he
Otis does have a question. He says, "What do y'all think about Kentucky team went to Natural Bridge and went to visit Hazard? That's awesome that he took them to show them what Kentucky is all about. I love it
I love it.
because that
I think that's what makes Mark Pope great because he takes the time to spend with his players. He makes it all about them. It ain't all about basketball. He shows them that outside of basketball.
well, it's about Kentucky, and it actually makes you open your heart to Kentucky when you see and you hear the passion that he has and that he wants the team to experience Kentucky as a whole. And I think that is definitely something no other coach has.
Well, I just want to call in and see how y'all's doing, say hello and stuff, and thank you
We're glad you
for
did.
letting me
Yep.
in.
We're glad to
Well,
see you, Carl, and we're glad to know you're doing well.
I'm doing pretty well. I'm like I said, I'm going to therapy and stuff twice a week, so I'll be backing up on my feet before you know it.
Yes, you
oh,
will.
sounds good.
But
Well, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'll let somebody else call in. Don't take up too much time, but I just want to holler at y'all and go Big Blue.
Go
Thank
Big
you. Go
Blue.
Big Blue, Carl.
Take care.
You too, darling. And if anybody else wants to call in, the link's in the chat. Gus, I'm
Yeah.
really glad to see you here. Tell your friends, subscribe,
Yep.
hit the like button, follow.
Yeah, I did love that. With them going to the Natural Bridge and Hazard, they got some time to spend together, and then also, they got to swim, they got to, jet ski, they got to zip line. Mark Pope was zip lining I was like, that's just too big of a guy. 6'10". He looked like he was gonna hit his feet on the top of the trees, different like that, but.
All
They
he could do to hold them long legs up. Can you
yeah,
imagine the guys for 7 foot? Like if Mark Pope's got his all bunched up,
how
the rest of them did too.
and then they did stop at like a hospital and seeing patients and things like that. So it was an all around good trip for him and for the players also.
It was. It was. But yeah, there's
Well,
not a lot going on right now. I mean, as
no,
far as
you had some good information that when you was at the game this past Saturday, you got to see and meet and take a picture with Mitch Barnard.
I did. When I was hanging out where the players go back and forth, Mitch came out and I talked to him for a moment and took a picture with him. So that was really cool to get to actually, to actually meet him. That was really cool. The game itself, like, okay, I have to say the atmosphere was great. I really thought people seemed more excited. Um, some reports are that it wasn't, but me personally, I saw people get a lot more involved. It seemed like get a little bit louder than they have been in the past. Maybe that we're just hoping that there's something there. Um, and then like the music to me was better, but older people I guess don't like it because they're used to the same thing all the time. They didn't do Grove Street. I guess they're gonna bring that back next game. But as far as play, a few times we did shoot ourselves in the foot, like the safety. that was just, the offensive line just kind of, just kind of dropped the ball basically on that one and let them get through. And I was on that end of the field, so I saw it up close and personal.
Yeah.
But I think that we're doing a lot of running game. I heard that Stoops told offensive coordinator that he wanted him to run the ball more. So I guess they were trying to run it more. But I'll tell you what, I know that it didn't go how everybody had hoped, but Calzada has an arm. Like some of the passes, some of the throws he made were crazy on point and bullets. So I just think it's going to take time to get better, you know, just mesh a little better.
Yeah, first game of the season, there's jitters, everything like that, especially with the expectations they're putting on, Mark Stoops and this team and different things like that. So, I'm hoping it'd be a lot better. I heard that they do want to try to run the football and control the clock, control the scrimmage, the line of scrimmages, everything, and slow this game down and make it like a long game for Ole Miss. Don't let them get into a good rhythm. So, hopefully we'll see a lot better running game. I mean, both running backs, they both had pretty good games. So if we can get a games like that this coming week, I think we're going to be okay. Maybe just get a little bit more of Calzada, maybe not overthrowing a lot of his receivers.
Well, another thing I noticed too was the fact that our offense needs to do better because our defense was tired. Our defense spent literally too much time out on the field.
Yeah.
Like they really did. Like it was really taking a toll on them, you could tell.
Yeah.
So our offense does need to step up.
Yeah. Carl has a question if you want to put that up 21. Well, we can go ahead. Who do we think is going to be the best 3-point shooter on this year's team? What, Miss Leigh, what do you think about that?
Honestly, I love me some Cam Williams, and I really, really think that I think it's gonna be between him and I'm gonna say possibly Trent Noah.
Yep.
So to me, I think it would be between those two.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Cam Williams. I think Trent Noah's right there. I think it's going to be a collective. I believe we're going to have several different players that can, hit 1, 2, 3 a game. It's just going to depends on who is in the game, what situation. So yeah, I do think Cam Williams head up the field. I don't think he's going to be Kobe Barea and having to depend on him to take 5 or 6 or 7 threes a game to keep us into a game.
Right. B, I agree with you. That is his offense. He does focus on the running backs and the tight ends and
Yeah.
then adjust the wide receiver according to, how the lineup is and how the game's going and things like that. And I do think that that is one of the attributes, I guess, that Bush has, is the fact, or Bush has, is the fact that, he can make those adjustments.
Yeah.
I think he's got a really good eye for that. Cam, Trent Noah, myself, Cam Williams, Chester Johnson, Trent Noah. Yeah, I do think that Jelly can. They had the first picture. They did show the first picture of Jelly wearing his Kentucky jersey. They did have the first picture out of that. So
yeah, well, I've not heard anything about any sickness of any foods or anything. So it looks like that's that's being taken care of. And yeah, Jelly's going to be able to hit that 3 also. He's going to be able to spread that floor and make a big man get out onto him, and that's just going to open up the middle even more with Pope's offense.
I think so too. I think it's going to be this year's going to be amazing. I mean, that's like the one word I can think that I feel, coming into it. I just really, really feel that. And I will agree with Carl on Aberdeen being the best ball defender.
Yeah, I think him. I mean, Otega, he's going to be on ball defender. I believe
Yeah.
Jalen Lowe is going to be a good on ball defender. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any kinks in our defense this year.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Tyrone, you're right. They got to step up and be accountable for their mistakes. I agree with that. UK defense was rated top pass rush in the nation this past week. Heck yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, our defense and pass rush, everything was good. It's just we got tired, and it showed on that last play when I mean we should have won the game a lot better. I mean, they got that touchdown at the end, within the last 2 or 3 minutes. If we was not tired, they would have not got that that touchdown. So it took a toll on them.
It did. It really did. It did take a toll on them. The defense was just out there way too much. If Trent Noah learns how to play defense, he's going to be another Shepherd. That's a good comparison.
Yeah.
I think that's a really good comparison is Shepherd because of the way he plays. He could just stop and shoot. Like we know Pope put him in just for a quick three, and he got it. So
yeah,
it's going to be
and
interesting.
Carl's, he's talked about it's going to be hard for anybody getting to the rim over JQ. It's that I don't believe any of our bigs is going to be hard to get to the rim.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah, I didn't see that Alvin Brooks III being on whatever Kentucky Sports Radio, but they did say that he was talking about hitting a lot of threes, and the defense is going to be awesome for this year's team.
Oh yeah, big difference. I think we're going to be at the rim a lot more than we were last year.
Yeah,
because we got those guys that can do it. It's just going to be a more physical game this year, more physical in the paint. Okay.
But we got the rest of this month. I think it'd be about maybe mid to the late of this month is when they'll be able to start practicing basketball again. So I think right now they're just getting acclimated, getting into the classrooms, and getting comfortable and stuff like that. And then they'll get ready. And I did see somebody said that what they worked on through the summer. The 8 weeks they had was more of conditioning, and it said it was a lot harder than it was last year because we've got returning players. They knew what was to be expected from them. And this year, Pope and them said, yeah, it's going to be a lot harder. And a lot of the players, they had like a tryout, and you had to do a certain speed or timing for this, sprints or, the suicides and things that I remember doing when we was in high school and college and things, and that you had to make a certain time. And he said a lot of the players got it on the first try and didn't have to do a second try. So that sounds good that the players came in shape and ready to go.
Didn't nobody want to have to do it a second time. They're like, I'm getting this. I'm not doing this. Just thinking about it makes me want to throw up. So,
I could say there probably might be, that they probably won't ever come out and say who it was, but I'd say somebody was over by a trash can.
Oh, I'm sure. And I don't think Alvin Brooks will ever go anywhere, which is great. I really like him.
Yeah, I like him. I hope he stays around for a long time. I wish he'd be here as long as Pope's here.
Yeah. Alvin said Jelly's already adapted to the team like he has been there all summer. That's great. That's perfect. He fit right in. See, it's another example of Pope picking the right guys to fit in and mesh and meld well together. So
another thing I did, somebody commented on this on one of the pods that I was talking with, and they said that Alvin Brooks even said that there was 3 or 4 players that Kentucky passed on last year that they knew they could have had them on this roster or last year's roster, but they said, no, we do not want that type of a player on our team. They recruited them and then found out information afterwards that they knew it just wouldn't work out. So I don't know exactly all 4 players but it was probably a player everybody thought, well, Kentucky couldn't get him. Why couldn't they get him? It wasn't that we didn't get him, as if we didn't want them.
And I said that when what's his name went to Indiana. I said he wanted to be the star. Maybe it wasn't that he didn't pick us. Maybe we didn't pick him.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
that's the same thing.
anybody with an ego, Pope's like,
Yeah, it could be just like the boy that went to Michigan, and everybody thought that he was one of the best transfers. That might have been the reason he went to Michigan's because Pope passed on him.
yeah. So just because we lose a player doesn't mean we lost a player. It could have been Pope doing what was best for the team.
Exactly. Yeah, Peanut. Everything still looks good with Kentucky and Stokes. I've not heard anything. I've heard Arkansas and Louisville has kind of backpedaled a little bit because I believe they think Kentucky might be the place that he thinks he's going to play college basketball this year. So, as far as I know, I have not heard any bad or any negativity in the last 2 or 3 weeks on Stokes with Kentucky.
Jimmy, what were we talking about them showing up at midnight?
Oh yeah, uh, yeah. That's it. It's funny. I don't know if they was both in the same room at the same time, but both Pope and Pat Kelsey at midnight last night was at Tay Kenny's house for an official visit because at 12 o'clock last night was the first time that he could make any visits. So I'd say they was in there back to back, and both of them greeted each other out in the front yard of the house and said, "Hey, it's your turn." But
Flag.
yeah, but I know Kentucky and Louisville both ain't going to get him at the same time, and they can't play at two schools at the same time. But whoever
Right.
gets him, if Louisville gets him, that's good. If Kentucky gets him, that's even better. But at least both Kentucky, Mark Pope, and Louisville, Pat Kelsey, is trying to keep these kids in the state of Kentucky and not letting them go to North Carolina or Duke or any other school like that. So
I just think it's cool that at midnight they were at his house.
that's
Like
crazy.
like this, that's recruiting. I mean, that just shows you how Mark Pope just does not stop. Like he was probably chomping at the bit, standing in the front yard, waiting to knock on the door, you know?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, I just think that's so awesome. The man just doesn't stop.
Well, that's going to be about a. It depends on what happens with Kelsey. I don't. I know Pope's not going anywhere, but for the next 15, 20 years, you're going to have these two coaches going up against each other on every recruit. There's even like a freshman coming out of Louisville that's wanting to hear from Kentucky and Louisville. Neither one of them has reached out to him yet, but he wants to hear from Kentucky and Louisville, and I believe he plays for Male High School. But
Mhm.
they said he's a real good player, but he's just a freshman in high school. So yeah, they're going to be. They're already talking about this player, and then we're looking at 2026, and these coaches are out there trying to get 2028 players. So it's going to be a great recruiting battle.
Right. I mean, you're literally recruiting somebody for 3 years
Hmm.
until they can play.
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah.
It blows my mind.
Yeah, Otis. He did go see Darren Rippey, and Darren Rippey's going to be in here for a visit to soon also. So
Hmm. Yeah, he's another one. He's like makes the fourth one, I think.
yeah,
That's coming in for a visit. That's going to be interesting too. Yeah, he's already went to see, and he's probably got some like tomorrow. Um, he's probably got somebody he's going to talk to tomorrow.
I would not
You
doubt
know,
it.
and then Friday and Saturday is when um, what's his name? I can't. Why am I drawing a blank? We just talked about him.
Oh, you're talking
Shoot.
about the uh,
Maximo will be here
Maximo. Yeah,
Friday and
Maximo.
Saturday.
Yeah, he's going to be here Friday, Saturday. So
Otis said Pope doesn't sleep. I don't think so.
I think he might got a little sleep in the last day or two before they didn't have to go and visit anybody. But I think from here out, it's going to be back and forth until the basketball season starts up and
Yeah,
practice starts back up. So
right. Peanuts talking about the football team having a you know, they really did. I mean, they really
yeah,
didn't, they seem like they get along better than in the past. In the past, I think there was just animosity over favoritism maybe, and Yeah.
Yeah, the locker room they said was not very good last year, and yeah, I didn't see any trash talking. I didn't see any pouting or anything like that. Nobody was holding their heads down, going over to the bench and soaking it up and everything like that. So it looks like our character's a lot better. So I'm hoping it goes over and trends over to this coming Saturday, and we just have a great, bro, a great game against Ole Miss.
I think Kentucky's football team has got two good running backs this year. Me too.
Yep.
Um,
That Dale
20.
Dale, I love that Dale Dale.
Oh, I do too. I do too. 21 now would be a good time, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody, we want to see what your predictions are for this coming Saturday. That game's at 3:30 here at Commonwealth Stadium, Kroger Field. I call it Commonwealth, but
Commonwealth.
yeah. And it's a CBS game, so it's like, primetime TV. So they thought a lot about this game.
What's your prediction, Jimmy?
My prediction, let me see what I got. I got it written down here somewhere. Mine is 24-16 Kentucky.
I got 17-14 Kentucky.
I'll take
What
either
about
one
you
of
guys? Let's see your predictions, everybody.
21. What's yours? Hey,
Okay.
17-9. That's what 21 has his pick in. So
Okay.
all of us has got Kentucky on this one, and I believe Big Mike. I believe he probably have Kentucky as a favorite.
I'm sure. Carl says 24-17. Wilcox is going to be off the team. He's been suspended. So we really don't know any more about that right now. Max Adams' brother played for Pope, and Mark Pope was coaching BYU.
Yeah.
Yes, Max. Yes. So I think that is a good choice on having Max. Peanut says 26-24. He says pissed. Okay.
Now, Big Mike, yeah, Big Mike did tell me what he had Kentucky 17-7. So
Wait.
there we go.
So we're all in consensus. We're picking Kentucky.
Yes.
I don't know. Anybody got any birthdays? We don't know when your all's birthdays are. Anybody had a birthday lately?
Birthday,
Got one
anniversary.
coming up. Anniversary. Got anything coming up? Oh, birthday 21. 21's
well.
birthday was on the 1st of September, y'all. I didn't even know, man. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
James said, I won't say score. I will just say, go Big Blue. There we go. I go.
That's a safe one. Right. That is the comment of the day. I
Yeah.
won't say a score. I'll just say go Big Blue.
Miss Leigh, go ahead and you can answer that.
Have you heard anything else about Tyron Stokes? Not really. There's not really been anything else said or done about him. So we're just kind of in limbo right now. I think he might be ours to lose, but there's not really been any updates of anything right now.
Yeah, it's just kind of stalled out, and he hasn't been on social media or anything like that here lately. So I think maybe he might have got that little bit of part out of his system, and he was just kind of playing around. But yeah, it still looks like Kentucky's the leader for him.
Yeah, for sure. The first lost my phone's acted crazy. Virgo, huh? He said Virgo, huh? No, I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be an exciting game. I'm really anxious to see our offense step up and see what they can do. And yeah, Stoops in his interview, he did say that he thought that there was, he said if the quarterback's not doing it, we'll have to switch a quarter. He's not opposed to it. It doesn't seem like he was in the past.
No,
Like
they,
Calzada does. He
yeah,
is a good guy. I like Calzada's throwing arm. Like he bullets, you know.
yeah.
We'll just
There
have
ain't
to
no,
see.
there's no question about his strength, his arm strength. I mean, if you're open, he's going to get the ball to you. Now, I know there was a couple plays where he overthrew, some of the receivers, but that could have been just first game jitters there.
It could be.
Exactly. If
Oh,
you
if you
overthrow somebody, they most of the time they're not going to get an interception. You underthrow somebody, that's when you get into bad trouble and interceptions, and maybe a player gets hurt.
yeah, we need to hold on to the ball a little bit better. Some of those times, you catch it, you drop. Like there was a couple times where
Yeah, our
it was
tight
like,
end, he dropped that or he fumbled that one, and that was like about a 37-yard, first down, and then he fumbled it, and I just like, here we go, but a win was a
just
win.
gotta,
We won by 8 against Toledo, so I'm happy with that win.
yeah, Calzada's the guy we need a game manager, not a gunslinger. That's true.
Yeah. Well, we need to keep control of this game and keep the clock in our favor. If he's going, I know that you had said, Miss Leigh, earlier that Stoop said he wanted to run a little bit more. We got two great running backs. We can run the ball, keep it into our advantage. Keep the chains in our favor and stay ahead of the chains. And I don't. I mean, I've got them to win this game, so that we're just going to see. And it's going to be a great game. I believe Kentucky's going to be really hyped up. Exactly.
Right. They got one, we got that. But their offense is on the field with our defense. So it's like that's how we're matched up,
Well, they kind of
and
they kind of talked about that. The quarterback for Ole Miss is, he's kind of iffy too. He's not like a SEC All American that he's going for a Heisman or anything like that.
right.
It's going to be a struggle for him at times against our defense.
Right. And I think he will have a hard time because our defense does put a lot of pressure. They do play a good game.
Mm-hmm.
So we just have to capitalize when we get the ball.
Yeah, we just need to make sure that our defense stays, fresh and keep the offense on for a while and control that clock.
Yeah. That's what we need to do. Make sure that we have the ball more than anybody else. You know, just have more time, run it slow, run it out.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever we can do.
Whatever we can do to get
Whatever we
that
can
win.
do. Meant to say, I don't think Ole Miss will score that many points on Kentucky's defense. Kentucky's defense will shut them down. Sorry about that. My phone's out. Carl, my phone acts crazy all the time.
Yeah.
What's up, Kev?
Hey.
It is. You know what we feel. You know what it feels like. 21 is. It feels like when you're on an airplane and you're waiting to land, and they keep making you circle because you got to get in the you got to get in the flight pattern and wait your turn, and you're just up there, just waiting. That's what it feels like waiting for basketball.
Yeah, it's I mean, we have excitement about the basketball, but we know a lot more about this team than we did last year at this time. So, I mean, our expectations are still high, just like it was last year. But it seems like we're in this little bubble, and we're just like trying to get out. It's kind of like we're going through the COVID again, and we're like, I want to get to the game, but we've got football. We got football that's going to keep us there, but I want basketball. So it's just.
We're waiting to be told we can take our masks off. Is that it?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Kevin said that is. That's great. Waiting to take our masks off.
Y-
But yeah, I think Kevin says Kentucky wins by 6.
there we
You know,
go.
I've got them by 3. I think it's going to be close, but I just think our defense is going to be a big part of the game.
Yeah, yeah.
You got anything else, Jimmy?
No, Miss Lee, I wish I had more, and I wish we could do a lot more of the callers and everything. But right now, it's just we know the football game's coming up. Me and you, we talk more about recruiting and basketball. We're not really the football experts. Forgive us if we don't know the language and everything of how to break down offense and defense and all this different things. So right now it's just we know we got a football game. We're excited about that. I'm sure Mike and BC. I'm hoping BC will be back, and they'll be doing a pregame and a postgame show on Saturday. I'm sure they're going to be doing the pregame show like last week. He said if we didn't win against Toledo, we was not going to do a postgame show, but we ended up doing one. So. Mm-hmm.
That could bite us in the behind.
It it
Yes, it is.
Miss Lee, I agree with you very much so because okay, we play Louisville. Go
Oh
ahead.
crap!
Yeah,
Okay, I forget that they can't hear you.
yeah.
So 21 wants to know if do we think the SEC wanting to expand to 9 games is going to affect the Louisville game?
Or do you think they will drop one of the easy games that is a guaranteed win on the schedule? 99% of the time it's guaranteed. Or would they drop that Louisville game and forget about the revenue that they are going to make every other year against Louisville? Yeah, because they'll have to play.
I think with the revenue and I think with the rivalry, I think it'll be one of the funny games that'll be taken out. I don't think they're going to mess with that Louisville game.
I don't think so either, but that that we get the revenue every other year because we play at home against Louisville. Then the next year we play at Louisville. But I still feel that they will drop one of the easy games and keep that Louisville game.
They have to keep it. The revenue between Louisville and Lexington is crazy. It brings so much money into both, and the rivalry is so old and such a tradition that
Yeah.
I don't see them getting rid of that.
I do not either. I mean, I would hate to drop. We're going to only have like 2 easy games, and then you add one more SEC team, and it's going to be a gauntlet, even more than what we're facing this year.
Exactly. And that would be our only power conference game. So
Yeah.
that would have to pretty much stay there. I think it will because of the rivalry alone.
Yeah, I don't see that they would get rid of the Louisville game. I could see it going both ways, but
And can I just say, Bama lost?
yeah, Bama lost and Texas lost.
Yep.
I believe there was only 2 teams in the SEC that lost this past weekend.
Didn't see that coming. I don't believe in LSU. There's a lucky streak, sun's got to shine on a dog's butt someday,
Yeah, I believe on
So,
the SEC network that they was talking before the Kentucky game this past Saturday, they was giving props to LSU, and one of them even had LSU winning the SEC and being one of the top 12 teams in the playoffs this year. But I'm not putting a lot of faith in LSU to do that.
yeah, I'm not either. And yes, you're right. Nobody. The SEC will have an extra bye week if they go.
Well,
to 9.
they have 2 now, so I guess they'll have 3 next year.
They'll have to.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with Carl. I believe Alabama's in trouble with the new football coach, even though he had a pretty good team at Washington that one year before Saban retired, but he's just not Nick Saban. And everybody is wanting Nick Saban back, but they're not going to get him back. But they got to realize Nick Saban is like the GOAT. You're not going to get GOAT coaches at Alabama every time they need a football coach.
No, I like that. Nobody.
Yeah,
No, you can't bring a weak team into the SEC conference.
and the
End of
only
week one,
yeah,
half of the college football is 0-1, the other half is 1-0. That is
exactly.
correct.
At least we're on that good side right now.
For sure. I'm
Yeah,
thinking 7-5.
I'm still thinking 6-6 now. I had 5-7. I think we might be able to squeeze and get to at least get a bowl game. That's what I'm hoping. If we're 6-6, I think we 15-1 is what 21 just said. How many games we gonna play?
Seasons.
That's national champs being 15-1. Yeah,
Um, yeah, okay, 21.
yeah, we'll see that.
Yeah,
When
no.
you're gonna have to wake up and apologize, I think, about that.
Nobody, can I just say, nobody, that's kind of scary. And it
Yeah,
kind of makes you hope we don't go to a bowl game sometimes, depending on how things are going. Maybe we don't want that. But we gotta beat Ole Miss. We gotta beat them.
yeah.
Like
This is last week. Me even Mike even said the pregame that Toledo was a must win. I think this is a must win. It's
it
at
is.
home. Our
It is.
fans is going to be so hyped up. They got a blue and white. Both sides. One side is blue. The other side is white. I guess they're providing blue T-shirts for one side of the stadium, white T-shirts for the other side of the stadium. This is going to be so hyped. It's a later game at 3:30, so they're going to be, at 7 o'clock in the morning. It gets light. They're going to be partying all the way up until tip off.
The pawpaw. Don't ask me about the pawpaw. It tastes too much like mango. D, I call him Belichick, not Belichick.
Well, he got a little bit of taste of college football for his first time because North Carolina did not do very good.
Yeah, nope, they sure did not. Tar Heels suck. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
all of them.
When North Carolina got that first touchdown, because I had that game on another channel on another TV, and I was like, well, they got that. That was a heck of a drive, and they scored right away. And I was like, well, it looks like Belichick might have a pretty good team, and then it just went downhill. And then, like 21 just said, half the people was out of the stands and gone by halftime.
Yeah, I mean it was crazy. And the way they started out, you thought, oh, here we go, and then it didn't work out that way.
Yeah.
Between North Carolina and West Virginia possibly joining the SEC, I don't want either one of them. I think we need to stop. I think we need to stop adding more people to the SEC. I know they're trying to build all these. I know they're trying to build all these power conferences. I get that, but I would rather have West Virginia than North Carolina if I got to pick.
Yeah, I'd like to have West Virginia for sure. I don't know, a toss up North Carolina, Clemson, uh, Miami. It's going to have to be a school that's probably more south of us, something like that. I don't know. Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
they
I
could
could
have
see that.
Missouri. They could have Missouri, and we'll take North Carolina, and we can flop them.
Yeah, that would be great. Throw out a trivia question. Hmm. That does not have to do. Yeah. 21 wants to know what's Abraham Lincoln's hometown. Anybody know? Nobody.
Nobody. Otis said
Nobody knows.
Otis was saying West Virginia or Virginia. Well, yeah.
Do you guys really think Clemson wants to play 9 games of this? No,
No.
I do not think
Nobody
Clemson
in the
wants.
nobody in the ACC wants to play 9 games of SEC.
No, nobody.
Louisville don't even want that.
Peanut got it right. Hodgenville.
There you go, Peanut.
Yes, Peanut. Some nobody said somewhere in Kentucky. Okay. Uh, Oh, Dabo Sweeney.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, could be. Stoops is gone after this season.
I believe
I
I
don't
don't
know.
think the athletic department is really worried about. I think they're giving Mark Pope more money and things because they know that's where everything's going at right now, and everybody's excited. They if he can get 6 and 6 wins, and that's all they get, for the next couple 2 or 3 years until that buyout comes down and is easy enough for Kentucky to get out easy. They're not going to get rid of Stoops.
Right. Um. What? Oh, that would be Dirk Minifield. Dirk Minifield had the most assists in Kentucky basketball history. Not Pat Route. Yes, but
Uh,
we have more championships.
at one time, Kansas did, but then they lost some games. They
Yeah,
got
but I think
taken.
they are, but we've won more championships.
Yeah.
And yes, uh, the board of directors, yes, that was great.
Well, I mean,
Kentucky.
if Stoops does, go to a bowl, he does get an extra year. Yeah, but he don't get any guaranteed extra money, as of, that they're going to pay him more money. He might get like a bonus, but it's not
Right.
like extra money on his contract to where it would affect them getting rid of him in the next couple, 2 or 3 years.
I would rather have, I don't know, Summerall or Gruden. I would rather have Summerall if I had
I
to pick
think I'd
between
rather have
those two.
Summerall.
I would. I think I'd rather have Summerall than Gruden. For real.
Gruden's got a little bit of baggage. Yeah, I mean,
He's got baggage we don't want.
yeah,
He said after seeing Belichick, I don't want Gruden. Right? Don't
yeah.
nobody want Gruden. Nobody. Well, that's all I got.
Yeah, we're at about 53 minutes now. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and call this a show. It's getting that time that we're going to be sitting and we're going to be just waiting for a little bit of college basketball. But we got this football game coming up on Saturday.
And everybody, just remember, next time you see us, we'll be 1 week closer to Kentucky basketball.
Exactly. Yep. Every week that we're on at Wednesday at 7, that's just 1 week closer. So, but everybody, thank you for being on here. We are so grateful. Without the live stream and you all, being on here, we probably wouldn't have been able to have this show go on as far as it's gone. We appreciate that. We want to make sure that everybody is in good health. If anybody ever, is on here, let us know how everything's going with family members, and if you have any birthdays, anniversaries like that. Everybody go down and hit that like button, subscribe, get the notifications. Miss Leigh, why don't you just go ahead and take us out tonight?
Thank you, Otis. Everybody, like Jimmy said, we appreciate everybody. Thank you, Big Mike. Thank you, 21. We love you guys. Much love to BC. Much love to you, Jimmy. Thank you for having me. You guys, we love you. And we can't wait to see you next week. But we're going to keep bringing you these shows, regardless of how much or how little we have to talk about. So, everybody have a great and safe week. We will see you next Wednesday. Go Cats!